Hear now a tale of a city once blinded by walls built from fear of what lay outside it, where a sickness did fester and a doctor resigned to uncover the fate of those left behind. Hello, you plague-riddled cock-doctors. Jim Sterling here, and this is Plague Road. And we had a little bit of an unconventional opening for the video, not the shitty insult thing I just did there, but the trailer. We actually opened with a trailer which would blur the line between games media coverage and advertisement, and let's not blur that line and say straight up that this is a game I'm involved with as a voice actor, and also the lead designer Conrad Zimmerman is a friend who works on the Spin-Off Doctors alongside me, a great movie-based podcast. He was the guy who watched Pixels with me on that live stream, and this is a video I'm doing entirely out of self-interest because the game's on Kickstarter right now, and I'd like to see it kickstarted because I like to have work. So let's click start and get on with it, shall we? So this is a pre-alpha demo. This is super early days, and we're going to have a look at it now. This is actually my first time playing this build of it. I played it when it was actually a slightly different project before they settled on the Plague Road concept. The art's very nice. The art actually is done by David North. He recently did the Jimsaw t-shirt design on the Jimquisition merchandise store, just to show you how, nepotism and inbreedy this whole project is. Very incestuous, this whole thing. But I'm being very upfront about it, so don't get mad, okay? At me. Thanks. Let's get into a fight. So it's a strategy RPG, and we're going to show you how that works. Turn-based. Got this character. I don't know what any of the characters do. Death knell. Alright, I'll do death knell on this big golem. It's called a golem. You can see its portrait in the top right. Alright, well, we nailed the death out of that fuck. Let's just move forward. That's a fellow with a flamethrower. Okay. Might as well just carry on wailing on the golem. Excuse me, did a little cough there. Okay, enemy going. So, like I said, there's a lot of stuff here that's going to be altered before the final product comes out. This right now is there's going to be missing effects, a few issues. I know the Plague Doctor currently doesn't have his flintlock pistol. The main character has a pistol, but they didn't like the design of what they've got currently. So this demo features him with just his sword. But this is a priestess, I think. Yeah, priestess. I should actually just read the name rather than try and remember off rote memory. So she heals, don't need no healing yet. We'll go here. I'm imagining if the Plague Doctor had his gun, we'd be able to fire, but we're bound by the sword at the moment. Alright, shit's getting serious. So as you can see, it's a fairly standard grid-based strategy RPG formula we got going on here. Do death knell. On the golem again, it's getting a bit too tasty for my liking. Get around here and then flamethrower. Is it area of effect? I didn't pay attention last time. Let's find out. No, oh no, it's just a single thing. I was hoping that would have gone across everything. It's a scarecrow. That enemy's a scarecrow. Scarecrows are cool. Heal. So, oh shit. The doctor's half off. Alright. We'll deal with him. And then, time to stab a scarecrow up! Yeah. I mean, it would have been cooler if we'd have just outright killed the scarecrow, but we didn't. Where are we at? So one issue I have with the game currently, and I'm sure you can see it right now, is, personally I think the art's gorgeous. I think it's gorgeously designed, but there's a lot going on visually. We've got the grass and the trees all swaying, every enemy is uniquely animated, and this scrum of the action in the centre here, it's just hard to get a real bead on who's who. Like, Clearly we're the witch, as we can see in the top left corner. But once we get enemies behind enemies, alongside all the grass and the trees, it's very visually... there's some clutter going on. That would be my criticism, which I didn't tell Conrad about, because I saved it for the video to show that I am fair and just and will criticise even a project I'm involved with, just to prove how legit I am. Where are we? Okay, it's a flamey boy, and that scarecrow's a real bother. Get rid of him as quickly as possible, I think. Yeah. Okay, who needs healing? 99, 200, 153. Yeah, the witchy poo, I think. Another thing about this demo is all the characters, all my allied characters, all their health's going to regenerate at the end of this fight. That won't be in the final build. That's purely for the demo, is the healing after each fight. Well, get the scarecrow out the way. He's not a problem anymore. Let's get the flamethrower down here. Deal with this crow knight, which will be our last enemy on the list. And I'm imagining that, you know, there'll be systems governing the amount of times you can use certain attacks. Right now, that's not a thing. Fuck it, just do the plague. Do the doctor rather. From a plague knight. I swear that's like a warhammer or something thing. Okay. Now, early responses to the game's trailer and gameplay footage likened it to Darkest Dungeon, but as I'm sure you can see, gameplay-wise, it isn't. It's a lot closer to a more traditional, you know, turn-based strategy RPG combat system. So it's not Darkest Dungeon. But you can see with some of the visual design elements and the general tone, like the music especially is setting a real somber mood here. And I can see why people would think that would be an issue. Because someone said they didn't like Darkest Dungeon, and so they took umbrage with this at first impressions. But, you know, this video will let you know that whatever it was I was talking about, that it's not Darkest Dungeon, that's what I meant to say. Alright, get our flamethrower here. So, you can see what I'm talking about here with this big old fucking tree we got right in the foreground. I mean, it makes for a gorgeous environment. The environment looks lovely, but some clearance would be apt, I think. It would behoove the game to clear things up a little bit. Maybe at least have, you know, when things are behind things and it's their turn, a more clear signifier of who's highlighted. You know, a red or something in contrast to the rest of the colours going on. We've got our priestess here. I want to keep her out of trouble because she's not got really any offensive moves. I'll just have her wait for now. Got a plague doctor. Get up to there and hit the dude. I was just guessing the scarecrow was there. That was lucky. But that really is my only major problem at this early stage. And again, it is early. Is the visual density. You don't want to get too Star Wars prequel-y with just the amount of stuff going on. Actually, let's move him back a little. He doesn't need to be up close for any combat to happen. Keep him out of trouble. Alright, a scarecrow's running down here. Punch our witch right on her nips. And we'll... Can we not? Move there, heal. Alright, okay. Moves out of range for the heal. Soon fix that. keep wailing on the Scarecrow. Hopefully that'll be the end of him soon. Still got this golem hiding in the corner to deal with. Pain in the ass that'll be, no doubt. So yeah, like, I really love the artistic style they went with. I mean, I'm a fan of David North's art anyway. I mean, obviously I am, because I use him for Jimquisition designs at times. And just this sort of, you know, obviously the Plague Doctor thing's a big turn on for me. You'll know my fascination with masks, and I'm a big fan of Plague Doctor masks in particular. I have one. It's the, you know, the leather with the red stitching that I use for the steam cleaner thing. That I should kick that back up again at some point, because that was a funny little gimmick. Like, I like the design of the flamethrower with the gas mask and the sort of old-fashioned soldiery hat. So you've got this kind of blending of industrial and old-fashioned and everything. Some medieval knight armor, but with, you know, later Dark Agey kind of stuff. It's all a good giggle, basically. And of course, you know, we've got missing assets and everything at the moment, no doubt. Because right now, for me, the immediate thing that jumps out as missing is more sound, like actual noises from enemies and monsters and things. And obviously the transition from that map screen to the battle screen is unheralded at the moment, with no real sound effect or musical change. This is all stuff that's, you know, on the docket, so to speak. But for as early as it is, and it is fucking early, I mean, it's bold of them, actually, to be showing it as early as it is, I think. I'm impressed. I like it. I think it's got a ton of promise. I should hope so, because otherwise my name will be attached to a stinker, and I wouldn't like that. That would be annoying for me. So it's up to the people at Arcade Distillery not to fuck it up for me, because I'm the important one here. Nah, that'll do alright. Okay, you'll also notice that there's no real variance in what's going on at the moment. And that's also because this is such an early demo that I think it loops. And I think, actually, this might be the only battle configuration there is. So I may have already shown you the sum total of what we got going on here right now. But it is just to give you an idea of what the folks at Arcade Distillery are going for. And they're listening to feedback and suggestions as well, so, you know, feel free to share those. Oh. Move her in range. I don't want to go too far, though. I can't really get to the witch on this turn. Oh well. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. Sorry. I've still got a little lingering after effect of that cough. And then I made myself laugh because I was looking at the left-hand side of the screen, not realising I had the cursor all the way over on the right-hand side of the screen. Also, the priestess can do a little bit of slashy-slashy, so not bad about the slashy-slashy either. I'm going to set the Plague Doctor up to start fighting with the Golem. Oh, cheeky fuck, I forgot about the carrot. Oh, they're going to wail on him big core. That's not good. Okay, can we get the witch in Yes. Okay, Crow Knight dealt with, not a problem. So we can see little evidence of where sound effects will be coming in. You know, the Crow Knight there has a death sound effect for right now. We've got the Scarecrow to deal with. Again, it comes back to what I said about just, you know, there's going to need to be some visual tightening of the drawstrings here to make things a bit more, give a bit more clarity as to who's who, what side they're on, and everything. It's not a massive problem, you know, if you've been playing it like I have, like, played it a couple of times so I know what my guys look like and what their guys look like. But, you know, you're going to want to make it more distinct. Some little signifiers hanging, like, hovering overhead, symbols or something, maybe. Okay, get the witch down. Smack him in the head. Right in the fucking head. Flamethrower. I know the Scarecrow's still got to be dealt with, but I'm gonna get this golem out of the way first. Actually, I don't know how much health the Scarecrow has left. It might actually have been quicker to have just got him dealt with first. Well, the golem's nearly fucked anyway. That's the main thing. Oof. Yeah, we'll just get him fucked first. Not the tree, the golem. I just noticed the golem sounded exactly the same as the crow. Haha! Again, placeholder assets, that's the joy of them. Flamethrower, Bosh! No, I made the right call working on the golem. That Scarecrow's still got a little ways to go. Obviously there's going to be a full story and all that coming to the game. Myself playing the narrator, I'll be narrating with poetry some of the story elements throughout it. And that'll be it. There'll be, I believe, party building and everything, different environments. It's all there on the Kickstarter page. So that, like I say, that kind of loops it. I won't get into another one, because this was just sort of a short little show of it. So there we are. That's where Plague Doctor? Sorry, I'm terrible at this. I don't know why I have the job I have. That's Plague Road. As I say, pre-alpha, super early days, so this is more or less a proof of concept more than anything else. You know, I can point at little errors here and there. I can see there's a graphical glitch here at the top of the screen with the skull on one of the trees. Conrad, get someone to fix that, please. But, like I said, for as early as it is, this shows great promise. As always, looks a lot better than a lot of the finished games that end up on Steam, even at this stage, which is always a good starting point. It's a basic starting point at any rate. I like it. I like where it's headed. Obviously, I'm biased, incredibly biased, and I'm not hiding that whatsoever. Not only am I a friend of the designer, I am in the game quite literally. So, you know, you go on the Kickstarter page, and if you click on the video, my voice is the first thing you hear. So, this is technically a gameplay demonstration by someone who's at least nominally on the team. I am actually listed on the Kickstarter page as a part of Arcade Distillery for this. I'm not actually employed by them or anything, but I'm contracted to them for this project. So, obviously those caveats are important. I take disclosure incredibly seriously, as you all know. So, you can feel free to take what I say about the game with as much salt as you like. Both in the, you know, figurative pinch of salt sense, and in the more modern getting angry for no reason on the internet sense. Just whatever kind of salt you want, feel free to pinch it. And that'll do it. I love Plague Doctors so much. Also, I guess it would be... It's weird to disclose it, and also weird not to disclose it, but, I disclose anyway when I back games on Kickstarter. As well as being in the game, I have also backed it as well, mostly because one of the rewards is a figurine of the Plague Doctor, and you know me and Collectible Tat, so I probably could have just bothered Conrad to get one, but I did it above board instead. Plus, I feel it shows that I am in touch with the common folk of America, that I will pitch in as well as anybody else. Because seriously, I do believe in the project. I believe in the people working on it. Luke Bernard is the main game designer, who over the years has really developed, I feel like, matured into a talented developer, especially of strategy RPGs. Not super depth complicated strategy RPGs, ones that sort of anyone can dive into and enjoy in for lengthy sessions, but for also just few-minute bursts. He's done stuff on portable systems, so that's that. I had nothing at the end of that series of that. I think I'm gonna wrap it up and go properly now. It's made of bone, that plague mask, and with like metal armor and a hat. Sorry, I really like that protagonist. I should cosplay as him. It's a really fat version.